Sorry.
You're a dork. My name's Michael. I'm from Washington State. We're in the southern temperate rainforest of Cuellar National Park in the Chilean Patagonia.
I'm from California. We just graduated from college in June, and we studied different forms of ecology. I've studied climate resilience, which means I looked at how systems can adapt to climate change.
I looked at ecology and politics, specifically in agricultural production systems. So how we produce our food and the other things that we grow, like cotton and timber.
But in the meantime, we really like learning about plants and birds and bugs and ecosystems. So
And
we
soil.
can, soil. I love soil. So we can talk a little bit about the rainforest ecosystem that we're going to be walking through. Rainforests in general have really thick canopy covers, so you can hardly see any sunlight, which means that a lot of plants have to adapt to get to the sunlight. That's one of the most critical themes in the rainforest.
Yeah, this is not necessarily a closed canopy rainforest, which you would see more around the tropics. But usually there's like less than 1% sun that reaches all the way to the ground of the rainforest. So what you see is lots of underbrush, lots of low plants, and then absolutely nothing all the way up to the canopy, and all the trees are going to be kind of the same height. And then when a tree falls, don't care about whether it makes a sound, but what it does do is tear other trees down as it falls, or it tears limbs off, and it makes this big rip in the forest canopy. And so that sun reaches all the way down to the floor, and there's all these seeds that have been hanging out on the floor as
just
those
waiting
same trees
for that moment.
have been reproducing, and that's called the soil seed bank. And then those trees have really big seeds, so they've got a ton of fat and carbohydrates. Like think of a walnut, something that big, and the seedling flies up and unfurls these these big broad leaves and tries to shade everything else out. So these are all broadleaf trees here, rather than like in a pine forest, in a coniferous forest. The trees try to fly up as fast as they can, so they grow straight up to try to get to the sun, and here they try to shade everybody else out and cover them up.
And there's all different strategies for trying to reach the sun, and we can talk more about those as we see them on the trail.
Yeah.
Any other general things about rainforest? It rains a lot.
In between the ground and that top, there's a lot of things called epiphytes. That means like epi is on top of, and phyto is the Latin root for growth, for life. And so it's things that live on the trees. So they don't have roots that reach the ground. It's things like ferns and mosses and fungi, giant shelf mushrooms. And so those are what kind of make the in-between in the vertical structuring, rather than like in the forests we're used to back in the States. You've got a lot of kind of in-between level trees. Here you've got epiphytes that grow up or like hang down from all the big trees. Vines are also considered somewhere
vines.
in between.
If you want
Vines
to
and
identify something
lianas.
as a rainforest, things to look for are really broad leaves, lianas, which are like woody vines, and vines, which are vines that are green. And there's one more thing to look for.
I don't know.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, cool.